One family that has been impacted by these severe storms in Alton, Missouri, are the owners of Tick Creek Ranch, the White family. And you can see here, they were in a dark room on their property without power, riding out the storm. Joining us is Wes White and his family. First and foremost, thank you very much for being here to share your story. Are you and your loved ones okay?
Yeah, we're good. Everybody here is good. We sustained no injuries. Our neighbors across the street, they're fine too physically, but they lost everything.
I mean, this has just been incredible to watch. Thank you to all of you for joining us on screen. It's good to see you all safe and sound right there. You know, what were the warnings from state officials, and where did you and your family take cover to avoid these severe storms? Because every time we cover these stories, we know that you've got to move so fast.
Yeah, so we received obviously our updates on our phones through our apps. So we had the National Emergency Services broadcast that. We received that. We'd also been kind of paying attention to the news and weather prior to it. We knew we were going to have some rowdy weather. As soon as we received those, we dove into our homemade storm shelter. It's just a wooden structure, but it served its purpose. And my folks here, they crawled into underneath their crawl space of their house.
I mean, I can't even imagine what you guys are going through. And we're looking at images on our screen of exactly what people have been experiencing, the severe storms. You called it rowdy weather. That's a really good way of putting it. And I understand that you and your family previously lived in Alaska. You went through earthquakes. So how different was this experience like dealing with the severe storms? Obviously, two very different things, but I imagine you guys have to go into action kind of in the same way.
Yeah, we kind of lived in some unique places that have their own challenges. And in Alaska, yeah, we experienced, I believe it was like an 8.2 when we lived on the Kenai Peninsula, but we sustained no damage. So this is very different for us. We're not really used to this. I've experienced Arctic hurricanes, used to work on the Arctic, but this was like nothing we've ever felt before. When it went over us, it's kind of unexplainable, but people say there's a sense of like a feel of a vacuum. And I didn't know it was a tornado, but I knew it was something we'd never experienced before. And I don't know, we're a day and a half into it and we're without
right.
this.
And I also want to mention that we are looking at the screen and we see your beautiful family there. Can you tell us who's there with you?
Well, I have my wife, Kelly, next to me, my son, Trinity, Grayson, troublemaker, my mom, Ruthie, my dad, Michael, and that's my son, Elliot.
Well, hi to all of you, and we are, hoping for the best for everybody. How did everybody handle this? If you could just tell us what it was like. You've got yourself to worry about, your wife, your children, and of course your parents. So how do you keep everybody safe, and does everybody handle it the same way? Is it kind of a group mentality? Talk us through how you were able to get through this together as a family.
Well, we had a bit of a plan. We knew we were moving to a place that had potentials for tornadoes, so we did build something that we would hopefully be safe in, and so we already kind of knew what we were going to do. We were still underprepared. I don't think there's anything such a thing as being overprepared for a situation like this. And yeah, there was some adrenaline, some shaking, some crying, but all in all, on the other side of it, we all have our lives, and we lost no animals. We didn't lose cattle, horses. So there's a lot of folks here in way worse shape than us, and especially our neighbors right across the street. The Azels, my heart goes out to them. They have nothing left.
Nothing left. And that's, we see that with fires and with storms and with tornadoes and earthquakes. I mean, we've been reporting it over and over again, and it really is Wild West, how one house can remain standing and then the rest of the block can be wiped out. Tell us a little bit before you go. I want to know about your property, and I know that you run a business and that you need people to understand, that you operate on social media. So I want to give you that opportunity to tell us how people can support you.
Well, we appreciate that. So we operate here on a family ranch of just under 200 acres. We run cattle and horses, and we have social media called Tick Creek Ranch. And we just showcase, kind of ranch and farm life, hard, gritty, getting up, working hard. We build everything ourselves here. And, we would be rebuilding everything again if that path would have been just 200 feet this way. We would look just like our neighbors.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.